The college football experience, Marshall Thundering Herd 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com with our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Marshall Thundering Herd 2025 season preview episode. We are cranking these out. YouTube.com/the college experience. If you prefer the viewing experience, I got slides and everything, but damn. If I don't look like Jeff Van Gundy a little bit right now, I don't know what's going on. We're in the wee hours of the night. I went swimming in a pool that had way too much chlorine. My eyes, I'm just watering. God damn, I don't know what's happening here. Anyway, look, we're excited to talk Marshall football as we always are, man. I was a kid, as a kid. I'm old. I'm going to date myself by showing the fact that I used to not have options of watching like a top 10 matchup growing up in the DC area. I'd be stuck with Maryland, Wake Forest over like the Red River Shootout or, I remember Colorado, Michigan, the Hail Mary game. I was listening to that on the radio because it was a top 5 matchup. But yes, they gave me like, Ray Farmer and Duke against the Maryland Terrapins and Scott Milanovich. But one of the things that was cool about that era was, all these teams were mysterious to us, but I was able with bunny ears. I had my grandmother's TV, and with the bunny ears, I would pick up Marshall football games in the black and white. It was a black and white TV. I think they actually shot it in color in the late 80s, early 90s. But the TV that I was using was a black and white TV that my grandmother had. With bunny ears, I would watch a shit ton of Marshall football back when they were in the FCS/1AA, whatever you want to say, when they had Eric Kresser and Troy Brown and all these guys. So always been a Marshall fan, man. So this could be a fun episode. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, well, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh yeah, shout out to Marshall. They know how to have a good time. Used to have a teacher that he'd have us come over, talk about our assignments, and then randomly mushrooms and hash would show up. But he was a Marshall grad, right? Shout out to him. They know how to have a good time. And look, the chat's saying you're disgusted with that intro of me being a part Marshall fan. I am joined by my co-host. He is the former staffer at West Virginia, South Carolina, and Austin Peay. But he also went to the University of West Virginia. Give it up for Moneyline Mac, aka Ryan McIntyre. How are you, brother?
What's up, man? Yes, talk about little brother here down there in Huntington. Yeah, I got nothing against the Herd. They're little brother, man. I'm pulling for Coach Gibson.
Yeah, just put him on the schedule a little bit more if you don't mind me saying so.
They've never beaten us.
Well, you guys played like 4 times. And you guys what? How many times you guys played? Out of curiosity, what's going on here?
I think it's 12-0.
I mean, This is where we need the good people of North Carolina to step into West Virginia and say, make it a state law to play. And normally I don't like that shit when you too many cooks in the kitchen normally, but North Carolina, that's a cool thing about North Carolina is they make them play. They're like, no. North Carolina, Chapel Bill, you are playing at the Clit this year. All right. I just want to see it. Give it at least every 3 or 4 years. Give us a Marshall game. Come on. It can be in Morgantown. All right. But dude, I mean, Marshall football is one that I've always appreciated. I really have. And like I had that TV for whatever reason, they were in the FCS and they were dominant. This is even pre Randy Moss. And I would get all their games. So I would watch them more than almost every other team. Now the program really, since Bob Pruitt has been kind of, Bob Pruitt was the guy to, I feel like, really get it on track. Maybe it was Jim Donnan, but I don't understand what the hell's going on there. Someone needs to clue me into what is happening behind the scenes, because when Doc Holliday was fired or / let go, this is a guy that was coming off a 7-3 COVID season. The year prior, he won 8 games.
Won championships there.
Yeah, the year prior 8 games. The year prior to that 9 games. The year prior to that 8 games. He had a bad 2016 with 3 wins, but the year before that he had 10 wins in 15 and 13 wins, 13-1 in 2014. 10 wins before that. I don't know what he did. They must have really looked at that 2016 season in 2020 and said, you know what, let's fire the prick. I don't know what's going on. But then, I was dumbfounded at them, getting rid of Doc Holliday. Well, then they hired Charles Huff, a Nick Saban guy, former Hampton fullback. And, I wanted to dislike him just because Doc Holliday, I thought, didn't deserve the door. But damn if Charles Huff doesn't start out 7-6. 9-4 with the win at Notre Dame, 6-7, and then 10-3, and they win the Sun Belt, and they let him go. What the hell's happening here in Marshall? Like, this is the Doc Holliday 2.0 going on here. Do you not want a good football coach? That's my first thought. Is like, because unfortunately you hired Tony Gibson, who I think is a good football coach, but is the objective to not have a good football coach? Because I'm trying to figure this out, Mac.
Yeah, so this is kind of Marshall in a nutshell. Is sometimes they forget who they are every now and then, and that goes back to the West Virginia
we are
series.
Marshall.
If they were a little bit more humble, we would play more. But they run their mouth. I think it should be a home and home because they think they're on West Virginia's level for whatever reason. Maybe they fired Doc because he's a former Mountaineer linebacker. So maybe we'll chalk.
And they fired Huff
to that
because he knew he coached under Saban. Saban's ties to West Virginia.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Just like, Doc was 85-54, 55-30 in league play, and Huff was 32-20, and they transitioned from Conference USA to the Sun Belt, and then they went in a new league.
He won at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I
got no explanation, but I love Tony Gibson.
I like Tony Gibson too. I think the hire's good again, but I'm just like, hey, I'm actually. Yeah. I feel sorry for him taking the job. I know he's going to make you a millionaire, but I'm just like, what do you got to go undefeated to not get fired, right? There's a precedent here. Like, you got to make the college football playoffs if you don't want to get fired at Marshall, because Charles Huff just won the Sun Belt, and I know they didn't technically fire him, but I think the writing was on the wall. From what I understand, like they did not, we're not going to offer him an extension.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's a program like this in the country.
No, it's crazy. They probably think they should have Rich Rod. They probably think Rich Rod should turn down WU for Marshall.
They've had one losing season. No, I'm sorry. The 6-7. They've had one non-bowl eligible season, Mac. Since 2012. and yet I find this team in a way the most fascinating team in the nation because I would like someone. Can someone put me in touch with their administration? I would just love to know what's going on. Like, why does this keep happening? It doesn't make any sense. Both coaches were phenomenal. I can recall a time at Colorado where Colorado was I think they went 25 straight years being ranked from like I don't know. It was I forget what years, but they were winning national champion or a national championship, played for another, and were just in Fiesta Bowls and everything. And in the mid 2000s, I was trying to get the lowdown on what was happening with Colorado when they became awful. And from what I understand, they had kind of like the administration was against the football team, which can really kill your program in a way. Is that what is going on here? Because they're failing because each coach they hire is good, but I just have never seen anything like this before.
Well, it's not like they go cheap either. I mean, they paid Gibson pretty well for the most part. So I don't know what it is. It's one of the more bizarre things. For it to happen once, maybe you could have said Doc and administration were clashing. But when the Huff thing and they actually won the league the last year, Doc didn't win it the last year. Huff won it. It was bizarre. I was like, why and he's going to Southern Miss.
He also has the biggest win in their history of a program. They won at fucking Notre Dame on national TV.
I know.
You would think that would just ink you a lifetime contract. And it's not like after that they started having losing seasons. They only won more. I'm so confused. But anyway, let's get to it because they did go out and hire a brand new head coach, and he has West Virginia. Is that what it was? They wanted a West Virginia guy.
Well, Doc was a West Virginia guy.
I have no idea. Tony Gibson is what? Glenville State. He was with Rich Rod.
Yeah.
He did a really good job as NC State's DC over the past few years. I think it's a good hire. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said it's better than Charles Huff because we'd seen Huff be good. But I think Tony Gibson has done an amazing job defensively over the years, and he was due for a head coaching job. Now, was he due for one that kicks out? I mean, I know he didn't really kick out the other coach, but I'm just saying it's strange. But I do think he's a good football coach. So, okay, let's carry on. But aren't you? Mac? You were in the coaching world. Wouldn't you be paranoid on taking a job where they keep firing coaches, winning their ass off?
A little bit, but the Gibson does feel different just because he does feel like a perfect fit compared to Huff, who was kind of an outsider. But I mean, like I said, Doc was also a Mountaineer. But I mean, Gibson played for Rich Rod at Glenville State. Then he was with him for multiple years, the first Rich Rod era. He came back to West Virginia to be Dana's defensive coordinator. And then he was great at NC State. So I love the hire. I know we just shit on them for getting rid of Huff and Doc back to back.
Well,
so
I mean,
hopefully he's not too good because they'll get rid of him too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think our point is, it's just we cover the sport from a bird's eye point of view, and normally coaches do bad to get fired.
Yeah, no, not at Marshall. You win, it's like, you're too good right now.
Crazy. Yeah. What's this guy doing beating Notre Dame? What the fuck's he doing? Does he know where we are in Marshall? We are Marshall. How dare him go into South Bend and win that game outright? And then what's he doing? This prick's bringing home championships? Get him out of here. Get this guy the hell out of here. He's bringing home championships, got us flirting with the top 25. We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to be in the back. All right, on that black and white TV, pick Dundee's watching them on. All right, well, the offense, he brings in his boy Rod Smith, who he played with. That is not the Rod Smith from the Denver Broncos. But is still a guy that played with him at Glenville State, from what I understand. They were last season. They were a top 70 offense, 70th overall, 37th in scoring offense, 115th in pass offense, 18th in rush offense. Man, huff and puff and will run the ball down your fucking throat. Now the offense, like I said, Rod Smith wasn't there last year. They returned two guys, Toby Payne at tight end and right guard Jalen Slappy. Great name. They went to the portal, and guys, I hope you got 20 minutes. They brought in quarterback Carlos Del Rio-Wilson. Please tell me he's related to Jack Del Rio. Please tell me. Just please tell me. And Zion Turner from Jacksonville State. That's probably, you're going to see a few Jacksonville State guys. I'm sure that's the Rich Rod thing coming through. Also, quarterback.
Because Rod Smith was his offensive coordinator there, and he played for Rich Rod as well. To your point,
yeah. Atlee Cohen coming in from Indianapolis, I think a JUCO. Quarterback Robert Shockey from NC State coming in. A Navy quarterback Trey Dunn, no relation to Harry, and also quarterback Jack Claudery from South Dakota. Holy shit, dude! 6 quarterbacks? What's going on here?
Hey, you remember Jack State last year? The first month of the year played all 3 quarterbacks. They're going to do it again at Marshall.
Oh, I believe it. Now the running back spot. This did catch my attention, Mac. Michael Allen, I thought, had moments flashing at NC State. Now, last year he played for UNLV and he left after like 3 games, or maybe got injured. I don't know what it was, but I remember seeing him and saying, "This dude's not bad." And then Tony Mathis was at West Virginia pre-Houston, and I liked his game. I think they got themselves a couple solid running backs. They also brought in Justin William Thomas from Cal and Jo'Shon Barbie from McNeese, and wide receivers Demarcus Lacey from Jacksonville State and Antonio Harmon from Mississippi State. Then they added a slew of offensive linemen, Tyler McDuffie from Hampton, Peyton Ellis from Texas A&M Commerce, Bryce Briggs from West Virginia, Morgan Scott from Middle Tennessee State, who's on the schedule, and Evan Ferguson from Gardner Webb. Mac, I know you're a Gibby guy. I know you're a Rod Smith guy, but there's no chance this offense is being top 70. There's too many fucking moving pieces, man.
Well, especially because the Sun Belt Player of the Year is playing quarterback at Southern Miss.
Well, the whole team pretty much is.
Yeah. I think I think you could see like a jump, like we saw with Jack State. Like the second half is going to be a lot better than the first half, just because they got 6 damn quarterbacks. Obviously, not all 6 are in contention to start, but I think that they do have some pop out of the backfield. And Rod Smith, Rich Rod guy, so they're going to run that speed option stuff. So I think that the offense will be solid, but to your point, that they won't be as good as they were last year.
I just think it takes time. I mean, first off, Rich Rod's offense is a timing-based offense. Yeah. Let's talk defense, but before we do that, and by the way, shout out to my guy Clark in the chat, who is a former Marshall Thundering Herd, if memory serves me correct. Folks, want to tell you the College Football Experience Marshall Thundering Herd Style is brought to you by us. We are part of the Sports Galley Podcast Network. Sports Galley Podcast is back with their 32 NFL team preview series. They're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Each episode, they'll give out one word of a 32-word phrase. Submit the phrase for a chance to win $1,000 circa future. So do that. Also, we're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including all the summer sports, MLB, CFL, golf, tennis, racing, WNBA, and of course, college football and NFL futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations, even outside of the States. You can easily deposit and get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to MyBookie.ag. And when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply, of course. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Probably heard me talk about Rhythm before, where they just dropped a new game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line of win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily, exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. And those MLB Power Trends have been kicking ass. 254 and 147, a win rate of 63% and an ROI of 4.5% in the last 400 bets. WNBA Power Trends absolutely on fire. 35 and 20 since they launched, just about 64% win rate, 20.7% ROI. What are you doing, folks? Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know damn well we will be. Get your free 7-day trial period today. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back with the Thundering Herd, and defense is what Gibby does. Tony Gibson, new head coach, Marshall Thundering Herd. Shannon Morrison comes in as the DC. He was not there last year, but Marshall's defense is 43rd in scoring defense, 37th in pass defense, 101st against the rush, charting at the 79th best defense in all the land. They bring back this guy. I got a feeling this is the pussy stay. Like, this guy was in a relationship. Because here's the thing: we previewed Southern Miss, and there was like 40 transfers. Marshall is Southern Miss, essentially. Like, the team that won the Sun Belt is now in Hattiesburg. So when I see Jadarius Green McKnight, I would love to know the backstory here. This is a guy he's in love. That's got to be the only thing I could think of. Some old Rebecca got him. All right. Whole team transfer. He's like, no, you know what? I see opportunity for me. You don't even know who the coach is going to be. I'm staying in Huntington, man. Right? What does he say? Something about Mary. I love her, man. Anyway, shout out to Jarius Green McKnight. He does it. You know, he's being himself. He says, you know what? I'm not following trends. I'm staying here, whether it's pussy or whether it's me being Green Herd through and through. They went to the portal, of course. Oh man, I hate doing episodes like this.
They geared it up, baby. They geared it up here.
Paul Hudson the third, just for the record, the third, not the first or the second, coming in from the Camels. Katron Evans coming in from Charlotte. Jalil Rivera Harvey from the Tops of Western Kentucky coming in. Tyus Martin from Jackson State, not Jacksonville State, Jackson State. They're in the SWAC with TC Taylor and company. Linebackers, let's just bring them all in, right? A couple NC State guys following Gibby over. I do like that, Mac. Jalen Parker and Cannon Lewis, a linebacker named Cannon. That's fantastic. Jabril Al-Amin from Jacksonville State coming over as well. Zane Porter from Morehead State. Linebacker Jalen Marshall from Wofford. And Javay Gilmore from Mississippi State, all coming in the linebacking core there. Then the secondary, they went. This one I was a little confused by it. I thought they would attack the secondary a little bit more. I know you have one returning starter, but still, Zay Jackson from West Virginia, Lackenzie Jules from UT Martin, FCS playoff team a year ago, and Sammy Etienne from West Virginia as well. Don't forget about long snapper Brock Walters from ODU and punter Ian Ratliff from Texas. Horns down. Look, I know Gibby knows defense, and I do like those linebackers. I just don't know if they can. There's so many moving pieces, dude. I feel like the defense will be ahead of the offense. So I do think the defense is what I trust more. But the defense was solid last year. I mean, the rush defense could have been better, but I'm saying it still wasn't terrible. 79th. I'll say they'll be in the same range defensively, but probably behind 79th, but like 85th, 91st, something like that. What about you?
I think they'll be a little bit better. Like I said, bringing over some continuity with the guys from NC State. Guys got some Jack State guys as well. And I just think that's his identity. That his defense is overachieved at NC State. His defenses were great at West Virginia. I think they'll take on the identity of him, and I think they'll play extremely, extremely hard. They'll be tough. It's just if they have enough offensively to win some games, in my opinion. But I'm with you. Defense way more trustworthy than the offense.
Well, especially bringing in those NC State guys and Jacksonville State guys that are familiar with, I think, what they want to do. So yeah, even those West Virginia guys, he might have. I don't know, because Holgerson was a while ago. Yeah, I don't know. Familiar with the land. I'm searching.
Yeah, Rich Rod said, "I don't want him."
Yeah, hey, I got a guy here. He can't play for us, but he can play for you. All right. Put us on.
Hey, I will say they were spotted together at a country music concert. Rich Rod and Gibby.
I will fucking put on the schedule. I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
It could be in the works. Could be in the works, Marshall fans. Game will be in Morgantown.
Let's go. Put it on the schedule.
Ain't coming down to that fucking place.
Just don't play it at that. What is that golf course where they're playing all the basketball games these days? These neutral site games.
Oh, Greenbrier.
Just don't play it there. Play it at Glenville State University. No. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's Rich Rod. That's where it all started.
That's and Gibby. Yeah. Let's talk about state of the program, because we talk about everything. They fire coaches whenever they're too good, and they have a good fan base. They have a bunch of moving pieces as far as a roster. But what about stadium? This is the only stadium. They are trailblazers in a certain way. It is the only stadium in the FBS named after a woman. Shout out to that. Joan C. Edwards Stadium, 34 years young. And if I had to place a wager before knowing that, I would have not picked Marshall. So credit to them. Dundee Stadium ranking, 7 of 10. You could talk me into it. I know Marshall football fans, man. So I like this stadium, man. I mean, Randy Moss played here. Maybe the greatest receiver ever, I think, depending on, eras and stuff. But I think you could certainly make the case he's the greatest receiver ever. Their fans are good. They have good fans, Mac. Don't you shit on these fans. All right, they have good They have They have good fans, and look, they got the band. They're playing their songs. I mean, they got a fucking train parked. Awesome. Okay, go Herd. Themed. Let's go. Tailgating. Look, I have been. It doesn't matter where you are to me. I've never been to tailgate in Huntington, West Virginia, but I can believe that it would be a great time. They have their own lager. And Mac, I don't know if this relates to NIL, but I can only make the assumption that it does. I've said this for every school that they need to be doing this. I think I even said it on the West Virginia episode we did, saying, why are we not doing this? You guys would make a killing, much like ECU. Marshall maybe they're playing, what was it? They're playing chess. We're playing checkers. They're firing all these coaches because they know everyone's going to get shit hammered on their lager. And they're going to be able to buy a great team soon. Every university should be doing this. They should have their own pizza place, their own bowling alleys. All of that should be going to the NIL collective. And anyone in the area with anyone in Huntington, please, if you get your hands on a Herd lager, I will Venmo you, because I have a studio that I'm currently not in, but I would like to collect all the beers for the schools. And I like alcohol. What did Kavanaugh say? I like beer. But dude, the stadium's fire. It's a great time. What the hell are you doing? Yeah. If you're in Huntington, West Virginia, if you even buy Huntington, West Virginia, get yourself out to a game. Nothing better than real college football. I mean, what do you give this thing, Mac? I know you seem to have a little animosity for the Thundering Herd.
I don't. I don't mind Marshall. I've been drunk at Fat Patty's down there.
There we go. There we go.
Have a good time. I mean, I was the recruiting driver, and then I ended up drinking beer. So yeah, good old Fat Patty's. I love.
Shout out to Fat. I need to get the Fat Patty's. All right. Hey, Clark, you've been to Fat Patty's?
Great.
Clark knows. He was a Marshall guy for a few years, I think. dude, they have good fans. They do it right. What are you giving this thing 1 to 10?
I'll give it an 8, and I think they're about to expand it, and that's I think one of the other things with the Gibby hire. They got a lot more West Virginia money people on board, just because he's one of the West Virginians. So, yeah, I'll give it an 8, man. They have a loyal fan base. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, even that teacher I was talking about that would have a good time. He stayed dialed in. He stayed dialed in to Marshall football. He'd be like, "Oh, we're up 7 on Western right now," and I'm like, "Western who? Western Kentucky." He said, "Western Kentucky. You got to know this stuff." Look at that fan base, man. Get yourself out to a game. That's the best part about college football. You could have. I've been to games at the Rose Bowl or the LA Coliseum or some of the bigger cities in the country. But what I love too is you can also go into small towns and stuff. And I hate the fact TV execs are trying to, separate that, because that's what makes college football so great. The fact that you can have Appalachian State, little Boone, North Carolina, go up to Ann Arbor, Michigan as a fucking 35-point dog or whatever it is and win outright. Don't ever take that from us. All right. And Marshall does it right, man. They've had great winning culture in the FCS and even in the FBS, as you could tell with the last 2 coaches, and even before that with Randy Moss and company when they did make that transition. Chad Pennington and Byron Leftwich, and on and on and on. Doug Chapman. Yeah, it's a good stadium, man. Get yourself out to a game. Nothing like live sports, man. As much as I love to sit there with 10 TVs, nothing like live sports, especially college sports. Look, say to the Marshall program, I put this as a 6 of 10 just because why do you keep firing the successful coaches? I wanted to give it an 8. I'm like, you're coming off a Sun Belt championship. You've recently won at Notre Dame. You probably deserve an 8, but I just am perplexed by the moves by the administration. But what are you giving the state of the Marshall program?
I'll go 7 just because they do get rid of guys, but then they usually get it right again. So
it's true. Everyone else should just follow their coaching cycle.
It's crazy. Just one losing season. One losing season in the last 15, 20 years. It really has been an underrated program.
Dude, one of those years they had the 12-team playoff. I think it was like 2013 or 14. They would have probably been the team that got in. And it was like a crazy game against Western Kentucky with Braum, I think, or Petrino. And they went for 2, and they lost on a 2-point conversion. That was their only loss.
Yeah, 67.
Yeah,
66.
They would have got in the playoffs that year, man. Can you imagine Marshall in a fucking playoff game?
Who was the quote? It was Rakeem Cato.
He was a beast.
He was a stud.
He was a beast. He was a beast. They had some good wideouts too. Yeah, man. Look, the program's good. Let's get to every game on the schedule. Talk about this upcoming year. But before I do that, I want to let you know that the Marshall Thunder and Herd season preview is brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor, the world's greatest sports book. Circa Las Vegas is hosting the biggest pro football contest. Circa Millions, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true DGen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. So what are you doing? Come out and hang out with SGPN at the Circa contest weekend, August 21st to August 23rd. Also, you should come out to hang out with the college football experience because we will be there, myself, Moneyline Mac, for week 0. Yes, we will be watching Farmageddon with tons of money on the line. We'll be watching Tarleton State head into Portland State with probably way more money than anyone's ever bet on the Portland State Vikings ever before. But all for week 0, we will be doing live shows from Circa in Las Vegas, Nevada. And there's going to be some open bars too. And we're going to give you 15% off your stay at Circa with the promo code SGP15. It is the biggest sports book in the world. You got Stadium Swim. What are you doing, folks? And by the way, the contests are open for everyone. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use that promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fee. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long. Giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million in first place. Look, there's no waiver wire. There's no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. So what are you doing? All right, hop on over to Underdog Fantasy. When you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits there. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back. Let's get to the schedule because week 1, Tony Gibson, welcome to being a head coach.
What the fuck?
Marshall
What
at
is
Sanford
this?
Stadium taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. Here's the worst part about this, Mac. Had it been Charles Huff's Marshall team with all of those guys that transferred over to Southern Miss, I actually think this could have been a game. Like, I'd still take Georgia to win the game, but I would take Marshall in the points. And you saw them win at Notre Dame. You saw them win against Virginia Tech recently. I think this could have been a sneaky game. Now, I'll lay the points with Georgia. It's a bad first opponent.
Yeah.
0-1.
0-1 for me too. Yeah, they're not what he's not. We just talked about a quarterback competition. They're going to get a nice tryout here in this game.
I don't know that helps. I think it's going to hurt the confidence. You might as well just start your running back and go Wildcat. Week 2, Missouri State comes to town. Go check out our Missouri State preview. Brand new to the FBS. I believe I called for Missouri State to get that win. I said it's a 50-50 game, but I said Missouri State retains their whole offense. So I am going to say 0-2, but I mean, this is Marshall's home edge should be able to get him that, but I don't know. Missouri State's offense is solid. So I kind of think this is going to be a game. Don't think this is not going to be a game. What are you doing here?
I took Missouri State with you as well, just because of their continuity. And I keep pointing back to that Jack State team that started slow the last couple of years with Rod Smith with this quarterback competition and just trying to mesh all these pieces together. So yeah, give me a Missouri State 0-2 for Marshall off the body blow game too against Georgia.
Then and this is where it gets very murky because if they win this, there's a path, but week 3, Eastern Kentucky, an old rival, comes to town. Eastern Kentucky's the FCS playoff team last year. I'll say this: if Marshall, I'm giving Marshall the win here, but you could lose this game if you do not have an offense figured out yet. You could lose this game, but give me a win. They're due for a win here. 1-2. What are you doing here?
I got the Herd taking this one as well. I think they're tougher. Who
did Eastern Kentucky get? They got Bowling Green, I think. And so Marshall beats Notre Dame, and they lose to Bowling Green the next week. And the irony was when Marshall was beating Notre Dame, Eastern Kentucky that same weekend, I believe, beat Bowling Green. So that's the irony there is that both those teams, Eastern Kentucky throws money into football. Surprisingly.
They messed around with the Big Blue.
They did. That's what I'm saying, man. They're not bad, man. Like I'm saying, be prepared. The Colonel Sanders there, he knows that 12-piece recipe better than anybody. All right.
He's been in a time
1-2, and then they head to Johnny Red Floyd Stadium. I have done Jaeger bombs at this fine establishment. I think Marshall. This dude. The schedule. There is a path where they could be 3-1. I'm taking Marshall to go in there and get that dub. I have no idea who's winning this game. Derek Mason and Middle Tennessee were awful last season. Maybe they take a step forward, but give me Marshall. 2-2. What are you doing here?
Cosign. Yeah, cosign. I think they'll at least be 2-2 through 4 games. They could be 3-1 to your point, but we're banking on that they're going to be a little bit of a transition, which is all the new faces. But I think that they're better on the line of scrimmage than Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee's they're a mess.
Fired stock still, these idiots. Next up, a trip to Cajun Field, the original Swamp. This is a rematch of the Sun Belt Championship last year, but Marshall's team's gone. So if you listen to our Louisiana preview, I like laying the points with the Raging Cajuns here. I think they're gonna send a message. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm high on Louisiana too this year. I think they're still super talented. Give me Louisiana 2-3 for Marshall.
All right, I'm with you with 2 and 3. They hit the bye. Shout out to Chad Pennington. His son played for Marshall for a little bit. I think he transferred to Northern Arizona though. Come out of the bye and you're taking on Old Dominion. It's still early October, so I have to take Old Dominion. I think they're in a better spot. If this was in November, I think I would take Marshall. But give me ODU. What are you doing here?
This is where I'm going to take Marshall. I'll differ from you on this one. I'll take Gibson and company off the bye week. Protect home field here. 3-3 for me.
2 and 4 for me. But then Texas State comes to town. We first ever matchup, and probably only for a while at least, because they're going to the Pac-12 next year. But yeah, I'm on Texas State here. October 18th. Texas State's a weird team that we talked about this with GJ Kinney. They lose to teams you do not expect them to lose to often. I will still take Texas State though. So I have them at 2 and 4, is it? 2 and 4?
Yeah. I had them. I had to pick it off Texas State.
2 and 5
in the weird game. They got JMU on deck. Yeah, JMU's a look ahead spot. 4 and 4 for me. I think that they're gonna. I think this is when they're gonna start playing good football. And weird trip for the Bobcats.
That is a weird one. That is one that is very interesting. Then they get a bye against. Look at that on the left. You got Troy Brown, New England Patriot great. Remember, he also played DB for the Pats besides being a good wideout. And then the great Randy Moss. They come out of that and they head to Conway, South Carolina. I believe we already did our Coastal Carolina preview. I took Coastal. So I have them at 2 and 6. What are you doing here?
I took Coastal as well. Jermaine Johnson in that
Thursday
defense,
night game, I believe.
Yeah. And Coastal's off a bye as well. So yeah, I'll be on Coastal here. So I'm 4 and 4.
2 and 6. Then James Madison comes to town. These games have been wild lately.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take JMU.
Did they get JMU
blew a 17-point lead
off
right?
of
17-point lead?
Yeah. And then JMU's off of. It's a double back-to-back road spot. I'll take JMU. That's actually not that far a trip. And I'm high on Chesney's team. They're probably the most talented team in the league. So 4 and 5 for me with Marshall.
2 and 6, and then they head to Center Park Stadium. This is winnable, but I'm taking Georgia State 2 and 7.
Yeah. Ooh, you took.
I think Del McGee did a good job in year one.
I think that the first year head coach are playing good ball at this time. I think they're I think they have more dudes than Georgia State. Give me Marshall 5 and 5.
Damn, look at this guy got a bowling. Then a trip to Boone, North Carolina. This is a rivalry game. Kid Brewer Stadium. Fantastic. But I am taking Appalachian State. Our preview's already out there. Go listen to App State preview. So man, I got them at 2 and 9 right now. What are you doing here?
I took App State. App State. I'll take the home field advantage here. 5 and 6.
But don't worry, Marshall fans, because the air raid is not going to work on November 29th in Huntington, West Virginia, when Clay Helton walks up in there. So I give you this is going to be a money line play for me. I can already tell you now. Well, on our show on November 27th or some shit, this is going to be a money line play of mine. You're going to come out there trying to fire the ball around 500 times a game. And that howling wind from the Joan ain't going to work. So give me Marshall money line play 3 and 9. I do think there's opportunity at the beginning of the schedule, but 3 and 9. What are you doing here?
I got them finishing 6-6 bowl game. I think they extend their non-losing season streak by the thread here. I think that they knock off Georgia Southern on Senior Day 6-6. Solid first year. I think they get better in the second half than the first half.
I think they got the worst of the schedule personally. The win total is 4.5.
I'm not locking this.
I am considering it, and I'll tell you why. Look, they're plus 2,800 to win the Sun Belt, plus 8,000 to win the college football playoffs, or to make the college football playoffs. My logic is this: when you have that many transfers coming in, to me, how you lose this bet is if they go 3-1 out the gate. If they go 3-1 out the gate, which is certainly on the fucking table, by the way, certainly on the fucking table. Missouri State was an FCS team a year ago. Eastern Kentucky is an FCS team. Middle Tennessee needed a final drive to beat Austin Peay, an FCS team a year ago. So like they're basically 3 FCS schools right there. If you can get those 3, there is a good shot at a bowl. But I would prefer that those 3 teams on the back half of the schedule, because I don't see much wins late in that schedule. And the fact you got to go at Georgia State. Now, granted, there's no crowd there, but you would just love that game in Huntington, because that would kind of be an automatic win if it was in Huntington. I'm going to stay away from the lock too, just because I could see a path. But another thing is, it's such a body blow against Georgia. What does that set you up with for Missouri State? It makes me like Missouri State even more. Trick or treat in the chat saying glad he got it at 5.5 under. Yeah, if it was 5.5 still, I would lock this. 4.5. I'm still thinking. I still think the back half of the schedule to me is like, I like me personally. I have their schedule. Look what they get from the Sun Belt West. They get, because remember, that's the only conference with two divisions. They get Louisiana, who played in the championship game a year ago, from a recruiting composite, the number 1 team in the conference. They get Texas State, who we think is going to be potentially the in contention for that spot this year. Mm-hmm. So you're getting the 2 of the 3 best teams. I have Southern Miss as the other one. That's a tough schedule, man. It's a tough schedule. They better get at least, if they got Missouri State and Eastern Kentucky, that could set them up. But that stretch right there, I don't know. I feel pretty good, man. I feel pretty good about the under. I know you're on the over.
Not a lot of confidence, not a lot of confidence in it.
Wait, but who'd you have beating on the other side? You had to beat both Georgia schools, right?
Yeah, and Texas State at home. The Texas weird trip.
That's a bold fucking play, though, man. Texas State's going to be a double-digit favorite, I think, in that game.
Yeah, but this is GJ Kinney shit to bed game like he always does.
No, I get it. He does have ULM, I think, was the first year, and then last year Georgia State and Del McGee got him. Yeah, I'm on the under. I still think it's a solid play. You might hear it on the locks episode, but I've been locking up a lot of shit lately. I'm gonna stay away right now. Let's go though. Love this Marshall football program. Let's get it going. Shout out to Tony Gibson. All right, that's our show, folks. I have a slideshow on the way out. We just completed a triple header, so go check out all the episodes we did. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Just knocked out South Carolina and Oklahoma. And by the way, there's some secret episodes strictly on audio form. I was at ACC Media Days. I was at Mountain West Media Days. I was talking to these coaches. I didn't have video. So those are secret episodes. Subscribe, Spotify, iTunes, College Football Experience. Enjoy the slideshow. Love Marshall football. Get out to a game this fall. And look, I hope I'm wrong right now because I haven't placed a bet. But if I place a bet, then I hope I'm right. But I have a soft spot in my heart for Marshall football. So let's get it going. All right, till next time, folks. This is the College Football Experience, Marshall Thunder and Herd style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins. Over my head, watching hair as it thins. Over the ledge, it ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win-win, lose or draw. You ain't prepared unless you all ready to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a ride day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found. Until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 and a third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit. And I ain't 45 king. But on the beats, I've been doing my thing. I start the program and the doorbell ring. I gotta leave town to a place I can't be found. My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. American dreams, lessons, and still they work. I guess the sand on the beach still was really dirt. Now I'm going home, flying over Rome at 30,000 feet. Like, damn, is that really Earth? I see the killers work on walls, familiar turf. Got a little school in graph, 101 was first. Got a little school in math, didn't really work. But put the numbers on the block and I make them hurt. Any block is my stomping ground where my people lay low so they can't be found. They don't wanna be, ain't from the crew but I'm honorary. Liquid, soul assassin, psycho harmony. Type of armory that's more than a shield. Type of armory's DeLorean steel. Type of warrior's ill. So true to my sound, but dig deep so it can't be found. My celly's off so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down.
It's the revenge of our stealth, the intelligence plane. A manifestation of karma. The far left low keys, let it be. Listless, whispering words of wisdom. Ghost dog breathe in the shadow of leaves. Same darkness hides criminals, crooks, and thieves. Special forces, black ops. Bad brains, fishbone, black rock. Matter of fact, Chuck Berry and James Brown. But most of the true story can't be found. Unchained melodies inscribed to freestyle. I rock rhyme mosaics more potent with each style. Crack the system more open with each file. Upgrades and free hotels with these miles. Expansion team dilated peoples in town. If there's a better sound in it,
can't be found. My celly's off so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour.